right, so this is what we last left off, right? We started opening our store, okay, on Monday, June 17. And the first thing we did was pay our LV remodeling for the reinforcement of the foundation, okay? And now we can officially start recording our sales, okay? So let's take a look at what happened here, okay? Mr. Albert decides to submit an order for Katie's Coffee Corner. So here's Katie's Coffee Corner. This is what she wants, okay? And let's see. So this is order number 101 to Katie's Coffee Corner. She wants 15 pounds of regular coffee, 10 pounds of Supreme coffee, and 20 coffee mugs. There's the total here. And yes. Okay. Now, it says here that it's 50% COD net 5. That's the terms that we are giving this person, this customer. Okay. So, how do we record this transaction? Do we need to record this transaction?
Okay, we'll be going into sales orders, right?
Sales orders, yes. Why are we going to our sales orders?
Cause Katie's Coffee Corner is one of our customers.
Okay, that's good. But why are we filling out a sales orders form?
Uh, because it's going to be an accounts receivable. She will owe us.
Yes, she will owe us, yes. Okay, but when am I going to deliver this order?
Uh, in 5 days.
No,
I mean,
that's when she's
on the
due.
19th. On the 19th.
On the 19th. What's today?
Um, what the date?
The 24th?
Today's not the 24th.
The day is the 17th.
Today's the 17th. So, am I going to record this in my journal?
Not yet.
Not yet. That is exactly why I'm going to fill out a sales order form, because I need to know what Katie has ordered from me. So then I can prepare all of the stuff for her. So then on the 19th, I can go ahead and send it out to her. Okay? So your sales order form should be under your employees or your payroll sheet. In this case, I have it under my subsidiary ledger for all the people that are involved with my business, right? So, including customers, vendors, employees, and we're gonna go to sales orders. Okay? So, we know this much information. We know that the date today is the 17th. This is sales order 101. The customer's name,
Okay. It's
right?
Katie's Coffee Corner.
Yes. Okay. And what did she order from me?
Uh, 15 pounds of regular coffee, and 10 pounds of Supreme coffee,
And what else?
and 20 mugs, coffee mugs.
Okay. Okay. So what is my price points? Do you remember?
Um, the units, the units, the units. Okay, it's 199.
Am I selling medium coffee cups to her?
No, 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 no.
Okay. So what am I selling to her?
The coffee,
The coffee by the pound, right?
right?
So in this case, how many? So $3.29, $3.99, and $4.99. So it says to me right here that I'm going to charge her $189.05. Is that true?
Yes.
Let's verify that. I'm charging her $219.05. What else am I charging her for?
Um, you're charging her $30
For what?
for delivery.
Yes. So in this case, this is something that I can definitely tack on because it's a service that we provide. Okay? So delivery for $30. Okay, so $219.05. Okay? Good. And we're not going to record it until we deliver the coffee, right? Because was there a transaction done?
No, because it was just it's an order.
It's an order, right? We call this a non-posting transaction because one, we didn't we didn't deliver the coffee to her. And second of all, we didn't receive a payment because we are expecting her to pay 50% of this bill to us upon delivery, right? COD. So in this case, no transaction was done yet. So therefore, we just filled out a sales order, and the day that we send it out will be the day that we record it. Okay. Okay. So next is our grand opening sales. Okay. So this is what we have done. We sold, right? A total of 79 medium regular coffees for $157.21. We sold 70 cups for 70 large regular coffees for $209.30. We sold medium supreme coffees, 81 cups for $201.69. And then we sold large supreme coffees, 84 of them, for $293.16. Of course, we charged tax. Right, we also gave a discount of $172.27. Tax was $56.85. So therefore, we've collected $745.94. And it says deposit all cash sales to the bank. Okay. So how do we record this transaction?
Okay, would it be deposits?
Do we have an account called deposits?
It's bank.
If I go to the bank, where am I depositing the money into?
It's going to be in our bank account. A checking.
It's gonna go to your checking. Okay. Okay.
And we're going to credit sales.
Okay. Is there specific sales that I am charging?
It will be for your coffee, the coffees and mugs.
What do you mean the coffees and the mugs? You have to be very specific.
Okay, would it be inventory?
We'll talk about inventory afterwards.
Okay.
Because remember, how do we update our inventory if we haven't sold the product yet? We need to record the main idea first. We need to sell before we can update our inventory. So take a look at your chart of accounts.
Okay, well, I see it. It's under revenue, and it says sales regular coffee, which is in the 4,000 group or 40,000 group.
Okay. Now the question is, am I selling coffee by the cup or coffee by the pound?
By the pound.
Where does it say we're selling coffee by the pound?
Oh, it's by the cups.
Yes, I sold medium coffee cups. I sold 79 of them. They're regular. Right? This is an in-store sales, right? Where I'm actually brewing the coffee and we're making coffee in store and distributing it.
Okay. So. Gotta choose which one of the. It's saying all the same.
What do you?
It's under revenue.
It is a revenue. Good.
And so I'm looking at 40,050 would be our cup sale.
Why would that be my cup sale? Keep looking on your chart of accounts. There's more than just the top part.
Okay, we got the medium regular coffee and the large coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got the sales. Okay, we got the sales of the medium supreme coffee and the sales of the large supreme coffee.
Exactly. We are itemizing our sales. We're not just going to shove it all into one account because I want to know at the end of the day, right? I
Right.
want to know how many cups, which coffee is popular, which
Right.
cup is popular. So in this case, I'm itemizing my sales because I want to know which one am I selling more of.
Mhm.
Okay? This is a perfect way to be able to determine how my sales are, especially because I need to count how many cups I have. Because or I need to know that so then I know when I need to buy more cups, right? I need to buy some more supplies.
Right.
So it'd be a very good idea to keep a good track record by distributing each item, each part of my sales separately. Itemize it so that I know, okay, I sold X amount of cups,
Mhm.
right? So that I know
Right.
how many more cups I need to buy. And then I can also figure out which one is the more popular coffee. If this case, right, if I'm selling more Supreme coffee, then that means I need to buy more Supreme coffee, right?
Right.
So in this case, this is going to give you a lot of information if you itemize your items, right? In this
Mhm.
case, my chart of accounts tells me that I have sales account, but I want to be more specific and identify each one of them, right? So in this
Right.
case, we're going to record all of those. So sales for medium regular coffee, sales large regular coffee, sales medium supreme coffee, sales large supreme coffee. So again, starting with 4,300, 4,350, 4,450, 4,500. Okay, so we got some sales. Okay, what else do I need to recognize?
The discount.
You need to recognize the sales discount. Okay, what account is sales discount?
4,600.
Okay, we need to recognize the sales discount. What else do we need to recognize?
The tax.
We charge tax. Okay, all right. What is tax to us? Like what
It's
kind of?
gonna be
Go ahead.
uh. Okay, it's a liability.
It is a liability. So what account number is sales tax?
Uh. 27,000.
Okay, so go ahead and fill in all your information here. So how much money did we collect?
$745.94.
How much was my discount?
The discount was $172.27.
Okay. How many how much did I sell for my medium regular coffee?
157.21.
Okay. What about my large regular coffee?
209.30.
My medium supreme coffee?
201.69.
And my large supreme coffee.
293.16.
And last but not least, how much sales tax did I charge?
$56.85.
Okay. All right. So this case, right? Why am I not having you calculate all of these per item? Because your job isn't to calculate that. You have a system. We bought a cash register for a reason, right?
Right.
So the cash register is going to do all the calculations for us. But that's why I had the menu up above so you know where these numbers come from. So if you were to figure it out on your own or figure out why these amounts are to these amounts, you could go back up there to refer what those prices were. Okay? Now I'm going to double confirm that to see if my debits and credits match. So I got 918.21 on the left, 918.21 on the right. So in this case, my journal is correct. Okay. So what would be your description here?
Okay, for I would put sales to Katie Carter.
This is not sales to Katie's Corner because we're not selling to her until the 19th.
Okay. Uh, you would put sales order number.
We are not dealing with Katie right now. What are we dealing with right now?
We. I'm sorry. It would be for your deposit that we're making.
Right now, we're not going to worry about the deposit right now. What? So I sold all of these coffee cups. Why? What?
Okay, you said you said it was the in-house sales.
Yes, in-store sales. Good. Okay. Now, why was today so special?
It's the grand opening.
Good. And we offered how much?
20% off for all sales.
Good. Perfect. Okay. Now that my journal is done, you can now go ahead and proceed to your deposits. Now, I'm going to tell you this, okay? All sales are going to be done at the end of the day. So what I'm going to have you practice here is we're going to be depositing money into our checking account every single day. Especially because right now, if we don't deposit any money, we're outstanding $200, right? From our previous section, remember when we wrote that check? We
Right.
are negative right now, right? In our checking account. That's our assumption, right? That
Right.
means I need to be depositing this money every single day, or I need to put the money into the bank as soon as possible because if I do not, I will overdraft. Now, that's why I'm going to tell you right now how, in this case, I didn't have you put the money into the cash register. Why not?
Because it needed to be deposited.
Correct, right? In this case, I put checking because I need to put the money in the bank, not in my cash register.
Right.
Okay? So that's exactly what I did here where that means I have to deposit all the money into the bank. So in this
Right.
case, I need to go to my deposits. Okay? Right?
Uh-huh.
What was my receipts for?
$745.94.
Okay. $745.94. Okay, what's today's date?
The 17th.
Okay, this is deposit number 2 for how much?
745.94.
Good. Now, because I'm telling you this, because we do the sales at the end of the day, right? Why would you record sales in the middle of the day, right? I'm going to
Right.
record all of my sales at the end of the day. So that means I'm going to be making my deposits at the end of the day. All right? Good. So now that I got my deposits done, okay, where do I need to go next?
Ah, you would have to go to your. You would have to go to your asset account and put it in bank
Yeah, or checking.
or checking.
Yeah, so we're going to update my ledger accounts by putting everything into the respective account. So in this case, starting with the first one, my checking account.
So do we have to cut a check for it?
Am I writing a check or am I depositing money?
You're depositing money.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's going to be a debit.
Yes.
And you're going to write deposit.
You can write deposit. You can write why you are putting the money into the checking account. Why are you putting the money in the checking account? What is it from? Where's this money from?
It's from revenue.
Mm,
It's from sales.
it's from your in-store sales. Okay.
Okay, it's going to be General Journal 6,
Okay.
and it's going to be a debit of $745.
Okay, $745.94. So therefore, I should have a positive balance of $475.86. Okay. Okay, so what else do we need to do?
Uh, okay, we need to deposit the money.
We already deposited the money. That
Okay.
was the first thing that we did. Right? Because we have to understand this, right? If we're doing in-store sales, the money's not going to magically appear in your checking account. What do you need to do? You need to deposit the money. Okay, so here you go. I already did the deposit. Since I deposited the money, now I have a positive $475.86. So I will definitely have enough to cover my
The
check.
check. Okay. Mm, mm. So what do we go into our sales?
Yes, we do.
Okay. And we record it.
Every single one of them.
Okay.
So which one are you going to do first?
We're going to do the medium regular coffee.
Okay. How many cups of the medium regular coffee did we sell?
We sold 79 cups.
Okay.
Okay. The post reference would be 4,300.
No, it would be what journal that you have this transaction
I
on.
mean, 6.
Okay.
And you're going to debit it for,
Not debit.
I mean credit for 157.21.
Okay.
Okay. Next would be the large regular coffee.
How many cups did you sell?
70. And journal is 6. And you're going to credit for 209.30.
Okay.
Okay, next would be Supreme Coffee, and it's medium. And you had uh, 81 cups.
Okay. 81.
And the general journal is 6. and we're going to credit 201.69. And large supreme coffee, 84 cups, and that's 293.18. And it's going to be put
Six.
in our general journal.
It's 293.16.
Yeah, 293.16.
Okay.
And we're going to do sales discount.
Sales discount.
Okay, it was 20%, and it's 172.27. And that's in our journal 6.
Okay.
And sales tax payable,
Where's that?
that would be in liabilities.
In your liabilities. Good.
Okay, notation for inside sales tax payable will be taxes um from in-store sales. And it'll be $56.83.
That's 85 cents.
85.
Okay.
Okay, so we are all covered.
Yep. Do I need to update my subsidiary ledger?
Yeah.
Why? Do I
Because you
know?
have
Go ahead.
you have money received from your
Okay.
in-store sales.
Okay. Do I know in particular who I sold these coffee cups to?
No,
Does any of them owe me on an account?
no,
So do I need to update my subsidiary ledger?
no.
No, this is another internal transaction. Unless you have a in-store customers, in this case, we receive the money at time of purchase, at time of sale, right? So in this
Right.
case, No need to record anything in my subsidy ledger because subsidy ledger is meant for my people customers who owe me on an account, people that I owe, and my employees. So in this case, this has nothing to do with any of them. Right?
Okay.
So now that that is done, okay, we end up using for the in-store sales, we end up using 10 pounds of regular coffee and 15.5 pounds of Supreme coffee.
So we got to do it on our inventory worksheet.
Okay. So how do I do this on my inventory worksheet?
So you would go into your cost of goods sold?
You're going to be calculating your cost of goods sold, correct? So here's the first one, regular coffee. I used 10 pounds for my regular coffee
Mm-hmm.
on the 17th, right?
Right.
Right now, how much is it going to cost me per pound? What's my cost per unit? Cost per item.
200.
That's my total cost.
Okay.
What's my cost per item?
It's $1.35.
That is my unit price.
Okay. $1, $1.60.
$1.60. Okay. So if I'm at $1.60, right, and I used 10 pounds, how much is my total cost of goods sold?
$16.
I don't know why I can't. Okay. You said $16?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. $16. Okay. So how do I update my inventory?
You will be
What method am I using to calculate the cost of my regular coffee?
moving average.
Moving average. How do we solve for moving average?
You would subtract 10 from your a quantity that you have on hand.
Okay. So if I had 125 units, now I subtract 10, how much should I have left?
115.
Okay. Okay, so what's next?
115 times 160.
In this case, can I use 160? I need to know what my average cost per item is. So in this case, when I'm doing moving average, I have to constantly calculate what the average cost per item is at all times. So my calculations is going to be in the cost per item. I don't know what my cost per item is. How do you figure out the cost per item? How do I figure out the cost per item?
Would it be 115 divided by 125?
You're not looking at quantity. But in this case, the 115 is correct.
Mm-hmm.
But what am I dividing that to?
Is it the total cost?
The total cost. Right now, what is my total cost right now?
Okay, the total is $16.
That is what you sold.
Okay.
So I need to figure out what my total cost is, right? Because if I
Right.
started out with $200 and I just sold $16, how much is my total cost? How much do I have left in inventory?
Right now you got 115 left in inventory.
That's my pounds, but I'm talking about cost. If I start out with $200 worth of regular coffee and I just sold $16, how much should I have left in my inventory?
184.
184. So then, now I have my total cost, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I need to divide my total cost divided by my quantity. This is average costing. Okay, so how much is that going to be if I take 184 and divide it by 115? What is my average cost per item right now?
$1.60.
It's still $1.60 right now, so good. Okay? Now, every penny counts. In this case, this is a rounded number, so you're safe here. But as soon as we make another, since we already ordered our second batch of inventory, as soon as we receive that inventory, this is going to change. Okay? All right, good. So that means when we do my calculations, I need to make sure that my ledger says that I have $184 worth of coffee left. Regular coffee. Okay?
Okay.
So that was regular coffee. What about Supreme coffee? I used how many pounds? I used 15 and a half
15.
pounds, right? Good. Now, what costing method am I using for my Supreme coffee?
FIFO.
FIFO. In this case, I only have one batch and one batch only. What is my current cost per item for my first batch of inventory?
$1.80.
$1.80. So, therefore, what is my total cost of goods sold?
$27.90.
$27.90 is correct. So then, what do I need to do? I need to. How do I update my inventory?
You're gonna subtract 15 and a half
15 and a half, okay. From where?
from the 125.
Okay. How many pounds should you have left?
109.50.
109.5, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So because my calculations is in my total cost here, that means it's automatically going to calculate for me quantity times my cost per item. Because in this case, my cost per item does not ever change because it's the batch of inventory, right? So in
Right.
this case, so I multiply them across and I get 197.10.
Right.
Okay, is that true? 225 minus 2790. Does that give you 197.10? Yes, it does. Okay. So I just did the math on the side just in case like there's a rounding issue, a rounding error. Okay. So there you go. You should have $197.10 in your Supreme Coffee. So I have my cost of goods sold for $27.90 for my Supreme, and I have the cost of goods sold for my regular coffee for $16. How do I journalize this in my journal?
You're gonna have inventory.
Does inventory come first or does inventory come second? Am I adding to my inventory or am I subtracting from inventory?
Subtracting.
All right. So what kind of inventory? Or
Inventory
specifically which inventory?
would be your coffee.
Right? So in this case, regular coffee
Mm-hmm.
and Supreme coffee. Okay, 12.20, 12.40. Okay, and what else am I going to be recognizing?
Inventory expense.
Do we have an inventory expense account? What's another word for the inventory expense account?
Okay, let's see. It's your cost of goods.
It's your cost of goods. Now let's take a look at my cost of goods sold. Okay.
So it'd be cost of goods on the regular coffee,
Mm-hmm.
and that's expense. So
Mm-hmm.
that'd be 50,050,
Uh-huh.
and the supreme cost of goods would be 50,100.
Good. Okay. And how much did I calculate for my regular coffee?
Uh, $16.
And how much for my Supreme?
27.90.
27.90. Okay. And how do I finish off my description? What did I do here? Why did I have to adjust my inventory?
In-store sales.
In store use. Good. Right, because we used it in the store. Okay. So now that I finished my journal, where do I need to go next?
Okay, would you have to go into your cost of goods?
We're going to go to my cost of goods sold. So in this case, ledger. I'm going to update all of those accounts. Okay. Cost of goods sold. Right here for regular coffee. How many pounds did I use?
10 pounds. Journal 6, or it's a 7 now.
No, we're still on 6.
Okay. And you're going to debit
For how much?
$16.
Okay.
And then you're going to go into your Supreme Coffee.
Okay.
And you use 15.5 pounds. And you're going to debit that for $27.90.
Okay.
Okay. Then we're going to go into regular coffee.
Yeah, our inventory. Here we are, regular coffee.
Um, you're going to credit that for $16.
Because we used 10 pounds, right?
Right.
So if I used 16 pounds, then how much should be in my regular coffee account?
$115.
That's my pounds.
Okay.
Can I ever journalize quantity?
No.
Correct, right? That's one of the assumptions of the monetary assumption. You can never journalize in terms of quantity. You have to do it in terms of total cost. So if I started out with $200 and I just sold $16, how much should I have left?
$184.
Yes. So remember, I'm using the debit and credit system. Remember, the debit credit system is like a number line. And especially I'm using an asset, that means I'm increasing my debits, right? And if I use a
Right.
credit, that means I have to subtract. Okay? And this just gives me my running balance.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Okay, now you're going to go into your Supreme.
Okay? Now notice this. This it says 184. Where do you see 184 before? You should recognize that in your inventory worksheet. You need to match
Yeah.
the ledger will stay true because you're typing in all the numbers, right? So you need to
Right.
match your ledger to the inventory worksheet to make sure that you're doing the calculations correctly. Or the inventory worksheet must match the ledger.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So then Supreme Coffee.
Uh, we sold,
Used
15.5 pounds. And you're going to credit for 27.90.
Okay. So then what should be your account balance?
$197.10.
197.10, which matches your inventory worksheet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 197.10. Good. Okay. So I'm going to stop here. Okay. When we'll come back from the break, we will continue.